Tiffany Stratton made a shocking admission in a recent interview, and I had to discuss it. And in this video, we are going to do exactly that because Tiffany Stratton, she is on cloud nine right now. She is firing on all cylinders. She is literally weeks away from teaming up with WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus March 1st in Toronto, taking on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. And then just a month later, or about 6 weeks later, she's going to be defending the championship in the biggest match of her life against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania on Easter weekend in Las Vegas. Now, this is just months removed from winning Money in the Bank, aligning herself with Nia Jax, being put in a prominent position on television, in a main event type role on television, getting her character even more over, ultimately betraying Nia Jax, cashing in Money in the Bank, winning the championship. I mean, it's unbelievable what this woman has been able to accomplish in the last few months. And this is not anything that is a shocker because longtime fans will know that ever since Tiffany Stratton arrived in NXT and really got over because of her moonsault finisher, in addition to her character work and her progression in the ring and psychology and promos, she's only gotten better. And more importantly, she's only been used even more. This woman is going to have a very long and successful career. We'll touch on that in a little bit later. Let's touch upon her WWE Women's Championship win because that was a big deal, right? And she recently made an interesting admission because while winning the WWE Championship is a dream of every star, Tiffany Stratton, well, the moment was a blur for her because the current WWE Women's Champion reflected on her title victory in a recent interview with Unlikely's Adrian Hernandez, revealing that she wasn't sure if the Money in the Bank contract cash-in would work as planned. She also teased something very interesting, which we'll get to in a moment. She said, "That night was high stress. I don't know if it was the perfect moment or not. I ran out there and I was just on autopilot. I had no idea if the fans were even going to bite on anything," she admitted. Now, keep in mind that Stratton's cash-in, which saw her seize the championship in a dramatic fashion, could have easily gone wrong, and that's something which she was concerned about, because while the Money in the Bank contract is a powerful tool, failed attempts have happened before, something she was keenly aware of when she was running out to the ring. She said there was always that what if. Like, if I could fail, I could be unsuccessful. Now, luckily for Stratton, everything fell into place, and she won the championship with a match-ending moonsault off the top rope. She said, "The moment I hit the moonsault and I landed it perfectly, and it was 1, 2, 3, I finally felt I could really relish in the moment. It was so amazing. It was so surreal." Now, what was the tease that she had made? Well, it was pretty straightforward. It was pretty straight in the air because also in the same interview, she talked about it would be interesting if they gave her WWE Women's Championship a facelift, a complete rehaul of the design. And no, that wouldn't be necessarily taking off the large WWE logo. I know that title, the WWE title, the world title, they all get bad knocks because it's like, why do you have this large logo? It's a good looking title. It represents the brand. It gets it over in public appearances. I get why they do that. But she teased doing a pink title. So think of like a pink strap, and then you could do like pink and blue and purple gems, diamonds, whatever you want to call it, around the title. I think that would be in a pink little swoosh, where the red usually is on the WWE logo. I think that would be actually a really, really sharp looking title, and it would fit Tiffany, her over the top, female type character, where it's on display that, what was her nickname, like Daddy's Little Girl or Daddy's Princess or whatever that weird cliche thing is. I think it would fit well. I would be up for it. I like specialty titles, but we'll see. Look, we're about 2 months away from WrestleMania. I don't know if they're necessarily going to introduce a brand new title since she's likely going to lose that title with Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Got no problem with that finish, but we'll see. You would think if they were going to do that, they were going to do it, shortly after she won the championship. But we will see what they do with that. Now, let's piggyback. I think it has to be known that due to so many failed attempts, and I understand that this was a much more frequent under Vince McMahon than it is Triple H, but like this idea that like you win the Money in the Bank contract and they have a plan for you and they don't deviate from the plan and you win it, or they have a plan and you don't win it. Like plans change all the freaking time, right? They change often, a lot. Even if you're going to win it, if you're going to lose it, you never really know. And I think what Tiffany Stratton was getting across here, and I think this is what fans should take as well away from it, is like just because they tell you, hey, you're going to win the title, or just because they tell you, hey, you're going to lose the title, doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to win or lose that championship, or the cash in, rather. Like, plans change all the time, whether it's Vince McMahon, whether it's Triple H, plans change all the time. You have to kind of take what you can get. And I can see why Tiffany Stratton was like, okay, I won this Money in the Bank contract, and multiple months later, they're still telling me I'm going to win it. They're going to win it. They're going to win it. I don't know. I'm not going to believe it until I literally hear 1, 2, 3, ding, ding, ding. Your new women's champion is Tiffany Stratton. Like, I can see that. Just for me personally, and I think most people would agree with that, it's like, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably true. And so you're very, skeptical of like what's going to happen, if they're actually going to pull the trigger, if they're actually going to go with it or not. Yeah, I can see why you would be a little skeptical, why you would be like, I don't know about all this. So I can see why she'd be on autopilot. I can see why it would be a blur. There are moments in our lives in which I think you try to be in the moment, but it's so hard to be in the moment, and then you try to look back on the moment and it's like I can only pick out like bits and pieces. And then there's other moments that you can vividly remember. You can remember the smell, the taste, what it was like, the weather, what you said, what was discussed, what you did, like so many different things, right? And that's just interesting. And for Tiffany Stratton, this was truly a career-defining moment. It was a career-changing moment for her career, right? Because while, yes, she had been pushed as a top star in NXT, no doubt, NXT Women's Champion, feud with Becky Lynch, called up to the main roster, positioned in world title matches, I don't think she was necessarily like a main eventer. She was a very high upper card type talent. But her winning that championship was truly a remarkable moment. And the Money in the Bank cash-in obviously changed her career. Winning the briefcase was a career-changing moment for her. And I think when fans look back on this, you'll look at it almost like a CM Punk, where like it wasn't his first cash-in, it was a second cash-in, where it was like, oh, okay, now his career has changed. Tiffany Stratton, I think, this moment, okay, now her career has changed. Those wins, those changes, those moments, that's what sets up a career. That's what sets up a star's career in that way.